How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to some more Deathsmiles on the Type QQ channel. MLB, MBL, MLB, QRSTUV. Yeah, Deathsmiles, Mega Black Label. Casper, you know how we're doing it. We're doing it till we're dead. Starting with Port Town. I mean, this run works out pretty well. All things considered. At least when it comes to check marking our boxes. When it comes to doing our 1cc, I think we do the first 6 stages okay. However, things really do kind of turn to shit in the final level. It's weird, you know. I'm kind of contemplating maybe switching up to another character, despite how much damage Casper can pull out. We might try another one. But yeah, what we're finding is that these sort of easier levels, you know, sure, we can pretty much go through, but just going absolutely tits up in the final level. Just being kind of swarmed and swamped, that sort of thing. And everything just falling apart rather quickly. But like I was saying, it's kind of funny how, you know, we just do a sort of test run, the first run, and then get pretty far in our 1cc, and now we can't seem to really replicate it anymore. But, you know, it's not that we're not going to keep trying. We're going to keep working on this. At least for the time being. I think we got another, maybe week or so, week and a half, until Castle Shikigami takes over our lives and our channel. But, yeah, upon, what's going on? What else is going on? It's sort of channel news, I guess. Deep Space Waifu, that ridiculous mess. Our first video finally did reach 1,000 views, which is great. You know, our last, our highest viewed video prior to that was like 80. So 1,000 fucking blows that out of the water, and that's great, despite the fact that, you know, maybe it's you know, a lot of people who aren't necessarily sticking around for the full experience, you know, aren't sitting around for the whole dumpster experience, that, you know, that sort of thing. Posted a second Deep Space Waifu video. I didn't think that was going to happen, but, you know, I had a weird sort of thought about, you know what, I wonder if there's a last boss, and maybe I should play the game until I could, you know, see what the heck's going on. Is there a final boss? Is there a final girl to strip? I don't know. Well, in doing so, I found an insane fucking glitch. The game just spazzing me out. You know, one of the girls is fully clothed, and it's the game is just like blowing clothes off her. However, you know, the picture's still saying that she's fully clothed. That sort of, you know, if you haven't seen any of these videos, this whole conversation must sound very weird, but yeah, the game's glitched into thinking that, you know, that the character is nude. However, she's fully clothed. You just have to see it. It's a seizure-inducing mess. It's a great glitch. I personally love that video, but yeah. So there's that. We also played a sort of explosive kitten game that was just hot garbage out of Steam as well. Yeah, just a mess. You know, it kind of put me on that sort of rant of, you know, people using sort of shoot 'em up and bullet hell sort of tags when describing a game that's really just nothing like a shoot 'em up or a bullet hell. You know, it's kind of like shmup light, I guess. You know, the fact that you're flying a character that also fires, they're like, oh, sure, that's a shmup of some variety. And so I looked into it, but it was just hot trash. I mean, even considered to Deep Space Waifu, which I thought was, you know, a bare bones experience with some silly, stupid you know, hentai-like things, you know, that sort of stupid shit. I'm not saying hentai is stupid shit, but I'm saying, you know, in a shoot 'em up game, it's rather dumb, you know. You know, it's kind of how I've always sort of felt towards, you know, fan service in general, whether that's in like anime or in video games. I'm like, you know what? You know, if it's not really the experience I'm looking for. You know, I mean, there's porn. I can certainly just, you know, jerk off the porn just fine. Why do I? What's the absolute necessity of having it also in a video game? You know. You know, it's, I don't know, it's kind of like, you know, if I like peanut butter, do I really need peanut butter on everything? You know, like, throw some steak on the grill and make sure to lather it with peanut butter first. You know, it's just kind of like, you know, everything has its own sort of place and form, I suppose. I guess I'm really losing the point here, but yeah, I've always been kind of just like, you know, I could, you know, make the game good. You don't have to arouse me with a video game or a movie or a comic book or anything like that. You know, we live in a post-internet world. You know, this is, you don't have to, you know, you don't have to keep my libido in check, that sort of thing. You don't have to play to that. Here we are with Volcano. So far, I haven't made a misstep, but I believe we make a uncharacteristic mistake here in the Volcano level. It's certainly one easy to make, you know, if you're not on your toes enough, and apparently we just were not on toes. Almost took damage there. There it is. There it is. Crows right up the ass. If you're not ever vigilant, you'll get crows right up the ass. Yeah, and further on to channel news, we've been I've been ever vigilant working on Mushihime-sama in private. You know, making those files to ship over to the old Gamebound Studios there in Hollywood, California. And that's been fun. That's been a blast. It's interesting. You know, speaking to a different crowd. You know, here we are. Tight for space there, but it looks like we've made it out. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, here I'm talking to a crowd on YouTube that is watching my videos for free, and I want them to watch more of my videos for free. You know, in those videos, you know, it's paying customers. You know, the people who have subscribed to Patreon, and you know, I want them to stay subscribed to Patreon, that sort of thing. I mean, ultimately the videos aren't much different, but it is, you know, when you're pretty solid sort of dragon boss fight there. But yeah, it's at least a different dynamic, you know, at least in my head, you know. You know, at the end of every like video around like the 10-second mark, I usually say the same, you know, same old about subscribing, likes, and comments, which you know you don't really need to on Patreon. It's all there. And of course, you know how this level is. You know, it's not an easy level, but it's that the cow boss at the end that's going to really, for whatever reason, be sort of a challenge to make sure we get into this to the final level as healthy as possible. And I think right after these dragons it comes up as it's another quick level. Some of these levels are very, very quick. Giant cow, Mary. Bizarre boss. Yeah, I just had none of it this time. Dropped the bomb right on her head, and that's going to be the end of it. So it looks like in a perfect world, we're going to go to the swamp here, pick up our health from that van item, beat the boss, and go into the final level full health. Wouldn't that be nice, huh? Wouldn't that be nice? That's certainly sort of objective one. Example, evidence piece A type of thing. Of getting 1 CC on this is that, we kind of want to give ourselves as much sort of breathing room as we can going into that final level. Sure, if we gave ourselves just a single solitary hit, we could still beat the game. Odds would say 3 health would be better than 1, obviously. And just a silly mistake there. Turning our back on a bad guy there and hoping to... and it just... Yeah. Silly mistakes there. Just not doing our vigilance of clearing off bad guys and making sure that they're bothersome. And it kind of makes me feel, sometimes... Casper, as great as she is for wiping the floor with bad guys, bosses in particular, she does a poor job with swarms. And not saying that's where my biggest hurdle is, but I wonder if I could change her up for another character that's maybe second best in damage, but still rather quicker. We'll have to look into it. We have done some runs in the past with that girl there with the roses, and she works really well. So I think if you see her in future runs, it's not going to... What the fuck am I saying? It's not going to be... Don't be making... Wow. Don't be surprised. How about that? Fucking, that was easy for me to say, huh? But, final level with 2 health. Not so bad. We've done worse. Not really what we're looking for, but it is an improvement, sort of. And we're not quickly squandering it either. Yeah, and we're finding out right here. You don't want to leave those giant sort of beholder eyeball guys alive for too long. They can fire some huge nonsense. Excuse me. And not that it was hard to dodge, but it's just adding another, obstacle, and in that case, a rather large obstacle to kind of dodge around. And then we are taking damage there. Marry the cow. And here's a little secret. You take the you follow that left wall, and you can just take out all the cubes in her. So that's certainly going to be something to remember in future runs where if we had a little difficulty there, that's the way to do it. But here we found a little difficulty there. It seems like we did a good enough job clearing it up, but a little difficulty trying to maneuver around the bullets and clear up everything, And there we are. We left that single guy alone, all alone by himself. He made us pay for sure. So that's going to be it for this time, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and we're going to do this again sometime soon. Alrighty then.